Hey there, everybody. Happy almost Halloween. No, nothing.
I don't
No.
like Halloween.
Why not? Well, okay. Oh, well, you know what? That's fair. But did you ever, like when you were a kid, were you ever really excited about Halloween?
Well, for candy,
Yeah.
my folks were never into like extravagant costumes, so I usually went out with the sheet over the top, the Charlie Brown thing,
Yeah.
uh, and and then the last time I went out, I went too far and I shit myself on the way home.
Oh, well.
Actually, I got into the house, into the bathroom. I tried to take off, my costume and,
Mhm.
and shit myself in front of the toilet.
Well, I knew we had to have at least one shit story on the show, so that's at least in theme, I guess. So that sounds like a shitty Halloween.
Well,
Uh,
it's weird because I keep hearing all these like comedians talk about when they shit themselves. So it's like I think that shitting yourself is a lot more prominent than people let on.
I just think a lot of people have been listening to Big Fatty for the last few years, because he has that whole, shark attack week, shark week.
Yeah.
People write in and tell stories about their muddy times.
And that's actually mostly what it is. Like I came back from my niece's a couple days ago. I guess it was last weekend, not this weekend, but the weekend before. And I told you last week I shifted on some leaves, and
Huh?
it was a little bit of a wet fart.
A poo was born. Oh dear. Okay. Well, I completely forgot where we're going. Happy Halloween. Yes.
Oh yeah,
But you know
Halloween.
what? I was the same way. I mean, it was mainly for the candy because we didn't have like my folks, they didn't dress up or do anything or any of that stuff. Um, that's why I think it's so magical. Like our costumer friend Teresa, and she has three kids, and just you just know that every year in that house the Halloween is just like months in planning. So anyway,
Well, and also my dad at our house in Fair Oaks, we'd have the front porch light on, and
mhm.
then we'd have the indoor light right on the other side of the door, on the inside of the door. That
Hmm.
light was on, but you didn't turn on the lights in the living room because the kids are just coming by to case the place.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
he said that every year.
Hmm.
So I'm figuring that he really thought the older kids, that come by at 8:30, 9 o'clock,
Yeah.
they just want to see what they can come back and steal.
Oh, I don't know. I have something there. But anyway, this is Chubs Gone Wild, episode 465, recorded on October 17th, 2022, where it is 82 degrees and partly cloudy outside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios. Although that does seem a little warm. It didn't get that hot yesterday.
Well, yeah, it didn't. I think the highest it got was like 77.
Oh, it was so lovely. It is currently 13 days until Halloween, 38 until Thanksgiving, 63 till Hanukkah, 69 until Christmas. It's a 69 Christmas on the Hallmark Channel. Anyway, 14 days, just 14 days until TJ Zombie Girl retires.
Well, what about Canadian Thanksgiving?
That's a
Figured
long way away, and we
350,
don't start tracking that
358
until about
days.
2 months before.
358. 358.
Oh, okay. That's wonderful. Wait. Oh, okay.
It was last Monday.
That works. That works.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Lovely. I'm glad. I'm glad. And well, what? 13 days, 12 days till my birthday. I'm so excited. All right, moving on. Hey, let's talk about Patreon real quick. Patreon offers folks a way to support creators like us and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more, and new episodes of My Life in Fragments. Ooh, child. We want to thank our current patrons, Clint, Nephi, Nick, DJ Sausage from the Universe, Eric, Sean, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Charles, Kingsley, and Moose P. I think I got everybody there. You can go over to patreon.com/Matt Burlingame and find out how you can support the show for as little as $100 a month. Okay, just $1 a month, but still. Anyway, all right, well, let's find out what happened today in history. Back in 1931, gangster Al Capone was sentenced to 11 years in prison for tax evasion and fined $80,000, signaling the downfall of one of the most notorious criminals in the 1920s and 1930s. Well, let me tell you, girl, there's going to be a new October 17th coming soon. Okay. I want you to take a deep breath. No, don't say anything. Just take a deep breath. Center yourself. I love experiencing every age. I rejoice in each passing year.
Yeah, because the Alzheimer's kicked in, and so you're going, hey, I'm having a good time. I don't know what anything is anymore. It's all new to me.
You should understand this better than me. I mean, you've had a longer time to process this feeling.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
All right. Let's see. Let's see if we have any holidays. I'm really looking forward to seeing if I accidentally celebrated something. It's Black Poetry Day. That is really cool. By the way, you want some really cool poetry by a wonderful Black writer, Christian St. Croix. Go over to Amazon.com. Look up. The book is just called M, and it is amazing. He is a wonderful talent, and let me tell you, he's going to be on. His work is going to be on Broadway one of these days. Not the poetry, but his plays are just taking off like crazy. Anyway, it's also Edge Day. Did you edge today?
No.
Okay. Forgive an Ex Day. Do you feel like forgiving an ex?
An X?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell no.
Okay. For Prunes Day. Have you eaten any prunes today?
No, I like prunes, but
Me too.
they're always in such big bags.
Mm-hmm.
And the part I don't like is to stick my hand into the bag.
And they're always so sticky.
Well, though everything's sticky inside.
Yes.
It's gross.
Yeah. No, I totally get you, but I do love prunes actually.
And how many do you eat at one sitting?
Um, I could eat about 4 or 5, but I try to stop myself from eating more
I'm the
because
same.
you know the result.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Same way. I want to just sit there and pop them like,
Uh-huh.
and it's like after a while I'm going, oh, I'm gonna pay for this.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yep. International Adjust Your Chair Day. Okay, done. Let's see. International Day for the Eradication of Poverty. Can we make that like every day, please? Also, Mulligan Day.
Cheating.
Multicultural. What?
Cheating.
Cheating. What
That's
is
what a
that?
mulligan is.
Oh, I thought it was like Richard Mulligan from Empty Nest. So, all right. Also, Multicultural Diversity Day. Cool. Every day should be that. And National Bosses Day. I don't know. Also, let's see. Clean your virtual desktop. Working on it. National Pasta Day. Ooh, I might have some lasagna tonight because our dear sweet Lori Dean made some lasagna. It's really good. Um, playing card collection. Whatever. Pay back a friend. No comment. I'm not going to try to pronounce that, but it is a Jewish holiday. Spreadsheet day. Wear something gaudy. You're not really practicing that. Oh well. Anyway, and also it's World
Anything,
Trauma
so it
Day.
doesn't matter. Yeah.
It's World Trauma Day. Trust me. Every day that Trump is on the news is a World Trauma Day. All right. So guess who we're gonna wish happy birthday to today? No idea. No idea. You don't even follow up. Well, Mark, Edwin, and Ryan all get happy birthdays. And oh, look, it's time for me to do my fundraiser, my birthday fundraiser for Golden Rule Services, which is not only one of our sponsors, but one of my clients who just makes me so happy to support them. And I have raised $265 last year for them through my birthday fundraiser. So I'll have to do it again this year. All right. That aside, also happy birthday to Braden, Alan. Wait, those are recent. So we already got them. We love them. Melinda, happy birthday. All right. Upcoming birthdays. Kay, Jamie, Jonathan. Oh, he was in the Beautiful Thing play we did. He was a beautiful thing. Anthony, Billy, Julie, Mike, Jenny Pizza Babe from the Pizza Babe Network, who is actually kind of like a grandmother to this show because she was one of the people that got me into podcasting. Also, Victor, Ronald, Kate, Tiffany, Mark, and Kimberly, also known as the Bean, formerly of the Christian Huygens, the well, I forgot what the name of the show was, but anyway, it was the one that Christian Huygens did. Oh, Saturn Cast. That's what it was. A little bit of history for you there. Well, let's move on to the present. We have nothing in our feed bag at the moment, so it's time for Chub Hugs. And I think both of us would agree that it is important for us to send a huge Chub hug out to Mr. Moose and let him know that we love him.
Yes.
Also, I would like to send out a big Chub hug to Clint, our patron Clint, because today is the 25th anniversary of becoming friends. So, yay. Whatever, don't make that face. You and I have an anniversary coming up in less than 2 months.
What is it?
25 years.
For what?
Of becoming friends, or at least knowing each other. Because that's when I called you and said, hey, you've been recommended for, possibly coming and working for this newspaper.
I thought I knew you from the theater.
Oh. No, you and I met through the newspaper, and then you were already writing opening lines, and I was writing Paperclip Messiah, and then we got involved with the theater.
So, okay.
Yeah. Well, it's a good thing one of us still remembers. I know you're talking about all that Alzheimer's stuff, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw that. I saw it. Whatever
What?
you did, I saw it. You took a picture.
No.
That's horrible. You are spreading me all over the place. I just know you are.
No, I was checking my phone.
Well, you wouldn't be alone. There's a lot of people that like to do that while recording. All right. Hey, Golden Rule Services of Sacramento is encouraging all LGBTQ and BIPOC individuals to get vaccinated for monkeypox. Typos. Signs of infection include flu-like symptoms, rashes, and sores that can look like pimples or blisters. Learn more at sacgrs.org. Yes, I know. For those watching the video, Tom has some owies, and he's showing them off. Yeah.
Only because they look kind of like monkeypox.
Oh, I don't know if you've seen some of those pictures of monkeypox, poor guys. Did I tell you that I was in a webinar with a guy that had been through it quite recently, and he said that it was just one of the worst things he'd ever fucking been through.
Well, it sounds an awful lot like shingles.
Yes, but
so yeah, that's the people I've talked to that have had that. Just they're just it's hard to explain just how horrible their experience was with it without experiencing it myself.
Right. Yeah.
So
All
yeah.
right. Well, so we do have some queer headlines, and starting off, of course, we have Angela Lansbury, who passed away, which was a big. I mean, just there was a collective sigh among the queer theater people.
Yes.
Not a sigh, a gasp, a scream, a horror, a faint. Ugh, it was awful, and yet I knew it was coming. And you know what? You and your cohort on the other show that you do had just mentioned trying to revive her career. And I was like, oh no, what have they done? And then 4 days later, she's gone. So stop talking about old actresses.
Oh, you mean like
Don't! Moving
what?
on, Hagrid, our sweet Hagrid from the Harry Potter films, he has passed away too. He was 72, and from what I understand, he was a great guy to work with. So, all right, what other queer headlines we got here? Well, there's an animal rescue who got death threats after drag queens read to dogs. It's horrible.
Well, at least they weren't trying to shit in cat boxes.
Apparently, the Hellraiser villain Pinhead wasn't originally male and has always been queer. And so the new series, played by, I believe a woman, yes. So I haven't watched it, but I've seen previews of it.
They're too scary.
Yeah,
Well,
just not
Brian
my
watched
thing.
it.
Although apparently from what I heard, they're kind of taking out the queer elements of it,
Well, yeah,
the
that's because
kinkiness.
you heard that on Swan and Judd.
Yes. Well, I didn't want to say, but that I listened to you. Anyway, also, Ohio activists squash an anti-trans resolution in a major victory for trans rights. Conservative Christians are calling for a boycott of Scooby-Doo because Velma is gay. What the fuck ever. Uh,
Yay! Let
yeah.
them boycott it.
Speaking of Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling says she's too rich to care about hurting transgender people.
I get that.
Yeah, most of them, most of them that shit all over our rights are too rich to care. Doesn't affect them. Anyway, speaker says LGBTQ students deserve death at a school board meeting. And with that, tired of awful headlines. Moving on, it is now time for Tom to talk about his week. However, we are now working on, we'll have a little extra segment for the shows that we both watch.
Oh, well, I don't know which
Well,
ones.
maybe we'll go ahead and just put that in next time since you use a different Trello for, than the one that we are supposed to.
Okay, whatever.
Go ahead.
Okay, so finished up Ghost of Devil's Perch, which is about Butte, Montana, and it's an 8-part series where these ghost hunters basically go in and find out what's causing all the problems in in the city of Butte, and I guess they're known for being very um, haunted. So
Huh.
it ended up being a really good show. It has Cindy and Dave from the Holzer's Files, which I love them both. I wish Shane had been there, but there's this new guy, RD, I think was his name, and he was good too. But it was, the whole show, I was surprised it actually went on to 8 episodes, but it was good. We're continuing on with Succession on HBO. That's the series about the um, you almost want to call them a crime family, but they're not, at least not yet. But it's about the first few episodes where the father has a kind of a stroke, so the kids all are trying to position themselves to take over some part of the business, if not all of the business. And then the father comes back and goes, "Oh, it was an episode we watched last night. The guy who decided he was going to be the head of the company walks into his office and his father's sitting there, and he goes, "Dad, I didn't know you were going to be here." "Yeah, I figured you didn't realize I was going to be here. Yeah, but I figured I should get in here before you sell off any more of my fucking company." And it's like, okay, this is going to be fun. And it's just, I mean, they're all at the beginning, they're all so worried about Dad, and then when Dad gets better, they're all pissed, and they're
Uh-huh.
because everybody was kind of, like I said, positioning to make their move on the billions of dollars that this company has in all these different little companies, and but it's a fun show. I mean, it's really, I mean, hardly any days have passed by, and we're halfway through the season. It's very, very tight storyline. So
Oh, that's good.
yeah, Mighty Ducks summer camp. It's good. It's a good show. This last week, the coaches were playing against the students, and in a hockey game, and so uh, all the kids had gotten their candy from their parents, their care kit, uh,
Mm,
and so they were three of the kids go, "Well, if we can get everybody to vote against our, we can convince them to vote for the kids, because, well, we'll pay off 10 times what they invest in candy
hmm.
if kids win." And so it's like, oh yeah, that'll be great, because there's no way the kids are going to win, but if we convince them the kids are going to win, then we could just have all that candy all to ourselves. And of course, things blow up in their faces. So
Uh-huh.
but it's a cute show. Let's see. I'll wait on House of Dragons because I haven't watched last night's episode.
Neither have I.
Okay, we finished up She-Hulk, and
Oh,
it's a good series. I just wished it were longer.
yeah.
Every episode needs to be 10 minutes longer, maybe 15 minutes longer. And I was surprised to see how well it did on IMDb, because I thought this wasn't going to be as popular as, let's say, Ms. Marvel was, but
Right.
it is. So, um, but it's good. It's a good show. I hope it comes back. I don't know if they were planning to do more of it or not, because I really can't see, She-Hulk Attorney at Law as one of the Marvel films.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Um, let's see, British baking contest. Um, let's see. Well, you watched it, so we'll go ahead and we'll wait on that one. Still Living reboot on Hulu. If you're not watching it, you're missing out on one of the best written comedies that's running on television right now. So just I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Um, and they have, oh God, there's this one scene where I may have mentioned it last week. The guy goes back. He wants his dog from his ex-girlfriend, and the dog is like a snarling, missing hair. Those dogs that they always say are the ugliest dogs in the world.
Uh-huh.
That thing. Well, this is a hideous looking dog, and all it does is try to bite you if you try to pet it. And since then, I keep uh, getting one person sending me pictures of snarling dogs, and it just makes me laugh. They're all little dogs. And well, this one where the guy's going, "Yeah, when I come home from work, I don't, have a drink or get high. I just like to pick up my puppy and
Oh,
just,"
I love that one. Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
it's just too funny.
Eats him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. No episode for Mass Singer. It was weird because it said the episode was going to be on, but then I don't know if something came on earlier that kind of, because it wasn't the January 6th thing. So I'm not sure what fucked it up, but all of a sudden it just wasn't on. And then I thought, well, okay, maybe it's just the West Coast. I'll go to Hulu, and then it's Hulu says no, it's next week. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Because I saw pictures online of the episode. So something's going on.
Of which show?
Mass Singer.
Oh.
Because it was a
Okay.
salute to what's his name? Phantom of the Opera
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. So it was, and I saw a clip where it was him and Kim John, no, Kim John, Dr. Ken. Um, and Dr. Ken had like a mask on, like the Phantom or something. So it's a comical scene. And yeah, it's I don't know what's going on. So the Connors this week, uh, they ended up getting a nephew coming in, a
With the
nephew
name
to
Oliver.
nephew to Peg Bundy, and then Jackie's husband, or brother and sister. So in the show. So
Hmm.
their brother died, and his son is coming to stay with one of them, and nobody wants him because he's an asshole. He went to Darlene's school basically, and so that was it ended up being kind of funny. And then Mary, who's the DJ's daughter, who's like young. I'm not sure if she's probably 13, 14. She's
Yeah.
got a boyfriend, so they interrogated the boyfriend, and so that was
It's
interesting.
sad that they didn't do more with her character.
Yeah. Let's see. Bachelor in Paradise, we'll wait on. The Mole, which is on Netflix. That's with Alex Wagner from MSNBC. And what they are, they're in Australia, and they put them through these different challenges. So
Hmm.
it's like, any other reality show. They go through the challenges, but if they finish the challenge, there's like $20,000 that goes into the pool for whoever wins the game. And
Squid Game.
but there is a mole, and the mole is trying to um, sabotage the game, basically. So when it's like, if everybody needs to finish something, the mole will do his best or her best to make sure that it doesn't happen. He wants them to lose the money.
And
And
do we know who the mule?
no, we don't know. But
Okay.
what's really terrible is that it's the rest of the team is so busy trying to um, sabotage the game, because what happens is at the end of each, well, it's supposed to be at the end of each, let's say at the end of each challenge, they get a quiz who
Hmm.
they think the mole is. Well, the mole is always going to be able to answer all the questions right for who the mole is, because they are the mole. So as people start falling by the wayside, you know that the mole's still in the game, constantly still in the game. But these people are like sabotaging left and right. It's like it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain, but it's kind of fun because you're sure it's one person, and then they get voted out.
Hmm.
It's like, okay, so they're not the mole, but why would they have done this, this, and this, and this? It
Hmm.
was just, why are you? I don't know. There's so much lying going on. It's like being at a GOP fundraiser.
Oh,
So watched Werewolf by Night. Did you saw that too, right?
yes.
Okay, so we'll wait on that. I started watching The Watcher on Netflix, which is a new Ryan Murphy show. It's funny because he's got Ryan Murphy Productions on Twitter put out, oh, look, we're number 1 and 2 on streaming. So because they do Dahmer as well. So the two shows are number 1 and 2 in streaming. Um, but The Watcher is about this family that moves into this big, beautiful house in this older neighborhood, but there's weird stuff going on. It's just they start getting these letters about how they want to eat your children, and uh, the guy that lives next door is special, and he like it gets into the house and scares them, because he used to always get into the house anyway, and the other family didn't mind that, because he was a gentle giant kind of character, but he scares the shit out of everybody, and so there's a lot of yelling. And the weird neighbors across the way who they're like, oh, we're so glad to have you as neighbors. Well, yeah, can you just stay on your side of the fence? Fuck you. How about that? You know, so so it's bizarre. But it's got a really good cast.
Mhm.
Amy Watts, oh God, I can never remember his name. The guy who played Will's husband and Will and Grace, the Italian guy. Yeah.
Oh,
And he's
God.
lost a bit of weight. So and then you have Margot Martindale, and you've got um, uh, oh God, her name is and we love her. She's from White Lotus. She won the supporting actress for White Lotus and danced when they tried to music her off. And she
Oh,
Apple Pie, the girl
yes.
mother. That yes, I want to say it's JS, but I don't know. Anyway, her that everyone's screaming, so they know who we're talking about. Um, and so it's got this really unique cast, and I'm really happy because
Jennifer Coolidge
Jennifer Coolidge.
and uh, Bobby Cannavale
Right, right.
or
So
Cannavale, something.
really good cast. I'm glad that they're all working with Ryan Murphy because Ryan Murphy likes to use the same people over and over again.
Excuse me. Oh, never mind.
He's good for people. It's really nice. I mean, look at now he's got Jennifer Coolidge, he's got Naomi Watts. I
Hmm.
mean, who else will he bring back and revive their career?
Oh, stop. You're walking the dangerous line there.
I know, I know. Did you hear
Hey,
Patty
maybe they could
LuPone?
use Trump. Oh,
Did you
revive
hear
his career.
Patty LuPone has given up her equity card? She's not going to do theater in America anymore.
I did not. I knew that she was apparently going to retire or something, but I didn't know that. That's odd.
Well, I think it has something to do with that outbreak when people were not putting on their masks right, and she had a little bit of a fit on the stage of company. But I don't know if that's what it was. But
She's
anyway,
had so many onstage fits, though. I mean, that's the one that broke her.
well, that's I think that was the last one, is why.
Uh,
And then I watched something on Hulu that I'm surprised you haven't watched yet, and
mm.
it's the Huluween drag special.
Oh no, I didn't even hear of
Yeah,
that.
it's Ginger Minge and Monet Exchange. And they're drag sisters who are just getting ready to go do a drag show. And there's this old TV on in their dressing room. So Monet turns on the TV and they're sucked in, and now they have to host a drag Halloween special for Hulu. And so they have a lot of other queens that come along, and they have funny numbers about vampires and mummies and stuff like that. So it was cute, better than a lot of these shows have been in the past, because I've
Hmm.
seen a few and they're just not connecting. And this was pretty funny. I think because it was more of a here's a skit, now we move on, or here's a song, now we move on. There's no like storyline that they're trying to follow, because I think that's where
Right.
they ended up getting in their problems right there. But yeah, that's it's on Hulu. It's 40 minutes long. It's um anybody everybody should do it for their Halloween. I mean,
Yeah.
what's scarier than drag queens, right? Just ask the GOP.
I hear on Halloween Wars every episode, what's scarier than witches? What's scarier than boiling children? Uh, you know what? We've lived it for the last 4 years. Anyway,
No, 6 years.
well, that, but I was also going to include COVID in that. So, but yeah, and monkeypox. And well, it just keeps going. Stop it, Tom. You and Brian are unleashing hell. Okay, was that it? That was a
Um, well, except for our mutual shows.
lot. Okay. Well, let's start with Werewolf at Night.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about your stuff first?
Well, okay, I can. So, let's see. So it started off, of course, with The Good Witch. I've still been watching episodes of that, which is really nice and relaxing and safe and lovely. Then at night, I have been, let's see, a new episode. I hate waiting for the next episode of things. Anyway, Halloween Baking Championship. Um, so there is the difference between Halloween Wars and Halloween Baking Championship, which is the one I like with the host John Henson. And last night they had a really good, just fun episode. I just really enjoy. It's kind of like the American Great American Halloween Bake Off because everybody's so supportive and fun and just inventive, but they help each other. So anyway, it's just nice and relaxing and yet also holiday-ish. But I'll tell you now, are you up on these
Um,
episodes?
I didn't watch last night's, but
Okay,
it doesn't
so the
matter.
one before that, remember the cake when she squeezed the top and like
Yes.
had pus coming out of it, and like what like the host actually had to like leave for a minute because it was so gross.
Yeah, it was yeah.
That's pretty freaking inventive. I mean, gross but inventive.
Well, I mean, and I've seen them do that before on these kind of shows. So
Yeah, I
yeah,
that was the first one of that I'd seen, so it was kind of
yeah.
like almost self-saucing in a way.
I think they had like a they had to have like a bleeding eye or something on a cake
Yeah,
at some point, you know. So,
uh,
but yeah, they've done it where they've actually pumped like pumped it
jelly.
into not just set a blob underneath some frosting. This is
Uh,
actually where you turn on a little pump and then the blood is out.
I remember the eye one. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, it's a fun show. And then there's Halloween Wars, which I think I'm just too lazy to because I'm doing other stuff at the same time. So I think I'm just too lazy to bother trying to figure something else out at the moment. But man, every season they're actually at this point, because I'm starting from season one, they keep changing the host, and the host just keeps getting, I mean, cuter but worse, and like bitchy mean as well. And the teams are mean to each other. There's always fighting. Somebody ends up storming out. They're what do you call it? Their sugar work. These are master sugar workers, and it always breaks. Somebody's always knocking something over. It's just nobody's supportive. And I think that's one of the reasons that the show bugs me because it's actually kind of interesting to see how they do the stuff. But it's like you just don't like them. You don't care who wins because they're all assholes.
Well, for me, what I don't like about the show is I don't like I don't know, maybe it's just there's too much going on. Uh,
Mm,
these big displays that they have to make up. Um, they're they're kind of I'm bored with it.
yeah,
E- Even with Zach from Ghost Adventures coming up with the ideas, I'm still bored with it. And I think it's just I don't want to see those kind of competitions. It's like
yeah,
outrageous pumpkins, same thing.
totally. I totally get that. I haven't watched that one, the Outrageous Pumpkins one. I'm on the episodes right now of Halloween Wars where Elvira like did um not just guessing, but she was like on a number of them as a judge. And you can tell that she like wants to bust out, but like everything the judges say is like scripted. And even some of the things that the contestants say when they do their interviews, you're like, they are reading off a card. They were told what to say. So it's just on top of the fakeness. Okay, so then I watched Call Me Cat. It was episode 3. And sad to say, I believe that this show has now jumped the shark, which hard to do, but I have really enjoyed this. But now on this episode, she decided that she wants to have a baby. And
Have
I'm
a
like,
love, baby.
oh my God. As soon as a show wants to have a kid or finds out somebody's pregnant, you're like, it is all going to be straight baby stuff, you know. Anyway, so I'm very disappointed. I'm hoping that this does not become the center focus of the show because you know that she's got to have Max be the father, of course. But as some rude Nephi said, well, that ship sailed because isn't she like 45? That's too late. Well, if you remember, which you don't, in like season 2, she had her eggs frozen because they basically said, "Girl, you're running out of time, and your eggs are like becoming, a thing of the past." So she had her eggs frozen. So just saying, I'm worried about the show now. It's very formulaic this season. It's just like they found an American sitcom and they're just checking off the boxes of what every episode should be now.
Yeah.
Phantom Pups. It is a Netflix show. It is one of those. It's a seasonal short run. It's 8 episodes, I think, about I don't know, 25, 26 minutes a piece, something like that. And it's basically about these three puppies back in, I don't freaking know. Like, I would have said the 60s, but I have to remember that's our timeline, so it's probably the 80s.
Wait, so
Uh,
this is animated?
it no, it's live action, but the pups are, of course, computerized in. But they go into this house. They're three little babies. It's the Airbud type series. And they go into a house and there's a seance going and they get turned into phantoms. And then, of course, the kids move into the scary house decades later and have to figure out how to resurrect them into real pups. Um, if you don't like these kind of shows or you can't kind of like get into like it's okay to watch something that's kind of aimed toward kids and early teens, you aren't going to like this one. It's very very formulaic, very simple, but I'll tell you it's better than the Munsters. So I'll leave it at that. Nightmare Before Christmas. I've been trying to watch my Halloween movies. Watch Nightmare Before Christmas last night. It's very fun. It's just a nice show, but it's not one of my favorites. Um, and then
And why watch it?
tradition. And I mean, I like it, but it's not like one that I'm like, I want to sit and pay attention to everything that happens. You know what I mean?
But have you watched those yet?
No. I'm
See,
having a hard time really connecting to the Halloween shows this year. Anyway,
is it the
um,
alcohol?
what's that?
Alcohol?
Maybe if I had alcohol, I'd be more into it.
Okay.
Um, anyway, I also watched. Oh, there's this show on Hulu called Dirty Rotten Cleaners. Have you heard of that? It's basically uh, two different cleaning crews that are in Florida, so they have to watch for the gators. And they go into people's houses who are not hoarders, but they've just had some reason that they've kind of let everything go, and their houses are just trash. And you know, it's basically almost hoarding, but they're not actually hoarders.
Do
Whatever. Anyway,
you have a card?
what's what? Did you need one?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Your house is pretty cool.
No, you haven't been here for a while.
Okay. So anyway, it's a really fun show. It's got really great people that and they basically just go in. They don't like make it all polished and painted and everything like the Hoarders episodes kind of do. They go in, they clean everything up, they detoxify everything. And what I like about them is that they're very supportive. They're very clear to say, what, we don't judge these people. They're people who have been through something. They are, they're changing their lives. They're getting themselves back on track, stuff like that. They're very, embracive and supportive of the people. So it's nice. It's not a show that's set up just to go in and say, look how disgusting this is. Um, and then I also watched one of our plays, Countess Dracula, which I have put up on YouTube. It is unlisted, however. And I am thinking of putting together, there is a way that there's a site that allows you to like invite people in your circles into and then watch the show. And what you do is you link to it and it does like a party view thing. And anybody that's in on that page uh, can watch it through the party thing. And I thought that it would be really neat if you and I hosted a night before Halloween where we invite people that want to watch it in and watch it with us. It's very fun. It really made me laugh hysterically. I forgot how good it is. So anyway, then let's see. How about Werewolf by Night.
Well, I was surprised it was just one episode, first of all.
Mm-hmm. Same.
That was very strange. But what I liked about it was I liked that there was the comedy about it. I liked the
Mhm.
surprise with the creature. And yeah, I just thought it was because you can't give any you can't say much about the show without giving the whole thing away.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's the acting's good and
Yep.
it's you know, it's one in, one out. It's what, like 40-50 minutes long,
Yeah. If that.
and it goes by so fast.
Yep.
It really does. But it's fun. I feel kind of bad because I want to see more of some of the characters.
Exactly. And that's one of the things because I watched it and my initial impression was just like, really? That's it? Okay. I loved BB, the main uh bad woman actress
Yeah.
in the show. She was fabulous. I've always loved her. Um I guess because my initial reaction was I didn't really care for it. Which of course led our dear friend Clint, who is totally in love with it, to tell me that it's understandable that I'm too stupid to like the classic monsters. But I think the reason is because yeah, I would have liked to have seen more. I was interested in the characters. I loved the creature character you're talking about. All that humor and connection was really good.
Yeah.
So I would want to see more. But anyway, how about our I haven't seen House of Dragons. You haven't seen that one?
No, no.
I haven't seen Great British Bake Off, but you're free to talk about it.
Well, it's desserts this week. So,
Yeah. I
which
like
I thought
desserts.
was weird because so much of it is desserts. But yeah, it was you know, it's always good. You know, there's it's the end one they had to make the showstopper was some of the showstoppers were pretty incredible. But it was good. It was a good show. It's always a good show.
Yeah,
Except
it really
except for that Matt guy.
is. The Yeah, you know what? I could forgive Matt on that episode because I was so horrified by the whole Mexican food episode. I'm still hearing people that are just now watching it posting like on Facebook and stuff going, "What the hell was that?"
Well, I mean, to me, just watching that woman just rip apart an avocado was really, oh my God. But I'm
Oh,
wondering how
buddy.
many of those people had ever handled an avocado before the show.
Yeah, but okay, and see, you're right, but it strikes me as like how could you now I'm not talking about like African countries or countries where, things are hard to get, and I'm talking about westernized countries. How could you not have had like guacamole or something? Is
Well,
that
no,
something that's like completely foreign over there or
no. Well, I know that they have like Taco Bell's over there. So
yeah.
they may have had guacamole, but that doesn't mean they've ever held up an avocado and had to
Hmm.
open and peel it.
Yeah, I guess because with me, I just cut them in half, pull the thing out, and then squeeze the guts out, or
No,
cut it in court, just depending.
no, you cut it, you take the seed out, and then you
And
take a
score it.
large soup spoon and just go around the outside of the skin and scoop out, and you get a nice
Right.
grain. And
Yeah,
then
if you're gonna keep it whole. Now,
you can
for
keep
me,
it
if I'm
whole,
gonna mush it,
and
I
then you can
score it.
chop it from there into whatever you want to.
Uh, Extra step.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, because you're doing the same thing in the and you're squeezing it, so it's just goo.
Yeah, so after you take the seed out, you
Yeah,
take your knife and you score it, and
yeah.
then yeah, and then you so that you're not getting it all over your hands or anything, you just squeeze it out and it just comes right out in your score. So it's already done. You don't have to do that, touching it. And anyway,
Oh, by the
I'm
way,
looking forward
Costco
to that
had
episode.
5 large avocados yesterday for 4.69.
That's actually a decent price these days.
Well, I mean, especially for the larger ones,
Yeah.
because they've been lot of the stores have been going, oh, look, 50 cents a piece, and the avocados are like the size of tangerines.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, they're hella small. The bigger ones have been like 250 a piece in some of the stores that I've been to.
Well, and the small ones have, I swear, the big ones have big seeds, but
Hmm.
the small ones have bigger seeds than they
Yes.
should have.
Yes. And that you get them, especially like when I go to Winco, if I grab a couple there, they are freaking rock hard. I mean, they are solid, solid. And then you leave them on the counter for 2 days and you go back, and somehow they have turned into complete mush.
Okay, secret,
Yeah.
secret. Um, when you get them home, you leave them on the counter, check them every day. As soon as you start
Hmm.
feeling a little bit of play with them,
Hmm.
rock hard, put them in the refrigerator,
Okay.
and
I
they'll
will
last
I will try
longer.
that.
But you can't, if you open up an avocado, you have to use the whole thing.
Yes. Now I know that there's some stuff where you're supposed to put lemon on it, but I'm like, that taints it to me. I don't want lemon on my
Yeah,
avocado.
I like the lemon on it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and if you're going to make guacamole,
Yeah.
take
Well, then you have
take
lemon.
like depending on how much guacamole you're making, but like if you've got a cup of guacamole, use like a good tablespoon of sour cream, and it won't go bad. It
Okay.
stays green. It stays green. I kid
Oh
you not.
yes, you've talked about that before.
Yeah, one time we had made it and we didn't finish it, and
Hmm.
it was sitting out in the living room on a table. And in the morning, I pulled it up and went, "Oh God, this is gonna. Oh, it's the same color as it was last night." So it's
Wow.
just weird. Because I remember when I was a kid, you never refrigerated avocados.
Yeah, that's what I
Like
was always
the
told
worst thing
too.
you could do, and then all of a sudden, no, you refrigerate avocados if you want to keep them longer, because I was always told, oh no, the cold will burn and they'll go bad.
Mm.
So, but yeah, this is the sour cream, and then if you're going to do like whole pieces, you squeeze lemon and put the salt and pepper over the top of it.
Yeah. Oh.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Mm. And then what about Almost Paradise?
Oh my God.
Bachelor in Paradise. What a show, I'm telling you.
Well, it's I don't think I don't think I remember a show with so much drama
Yes,
ever.
and drama
There's more
and
drama in this
manufactured
than at a at a gay theater company.
drama. And that was dramatic.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It's just like the one girl, Mike says, I just don't I feel weird because I don't feel like I'm right to be even, dating seriously, and breaks up with the one girl, and then she just leaves.
yeah. Oh, you're talking about the one that was dating the 38-year-old Mike. His name's Mike, right?
Like, yeah.
Okay, that was stupid. Okay, although 38 and 26, I was a little like, hmm. She was awesome.
And into it. And she won.
Yes. I
And
mean, she was moving a little fast, granted, but you know what?
it's
That's
Bachelor
what
in
you do
Paradise.
when you're on that type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that he was absolutely ridiculous to have done that and
Yeah,
sent
I
her.
do too.
Well,
Uh,
she left on her own, but I'm still saying that that was ridiculous, and I hope that he regrets that and realizes how stupid he was. But yeah.
well, and then Romeo and was it what's her name? Lane at the end where she
Oh,
goes, she goes,
yeah.
run away with me right now. And he goes, what? And she goes, let's leave the show. Let's go right now. Get in the
Right.
car and just leave. And you could tell he kept looking at the camera person like, I what's going on here?
Yeah,
He
it's like, are you giving me my cue that I'm done here because I'm not gonna. But the thing was, is that she came in specifically because the other guy, who was the other guy that she was after?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But
But
it
who
was like it
knows?
was one that like finally found. Oh, it was Dingbat that is always naked with the blonde hair.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
and so he and crazy girl Jill, I think that's her
Right.
name, go on this perfect date, find out that they're perfectly crazy together because they pretty much are, and Jill is like, woo. And so they're happy, and so of course the producers are like, ha, all right, let's send in this chick and try to screw everything up and make Jill have a meltdown because you know she damn well will, and she did. And so then like when she gets rejected, the woman that came in gets rejected, she goes to Romeo. You know she was an actor. I still think that she was hired to act and do as cause as much disruption because she when she was nuts. She was nuts through the whole thing. And then I think Romeo is another one that was probably an actor or probably realized, you know what, this is better to go out this way because I'm not getting the key. Everybody has read how stupid I am. So, although he was a handsome man, but I just think he was fake. I think he
Well,
was a
it's just
plant.
they're trying to vie for camera time,
Yeah.
and some of them just make the wrong decisions on how to do that.
Yeah. And I'm
That
glad Sally left. What the fuck was that
oh
about?
my God, what a nightmare.
Her bag was more interesting than she was.
Well,
But
she comes down there, and some people go, "So, how come you came? We thought you were going to stay home." I don't want to talk about my ex-boyfriend. I'm leaving. Okay,
yeah,
you've
well,
been.
because she tried to lie. She was all like, "Oh, this is my job," and like, no, they told us why it was. I hate you all. I'm leaving. But you could just tell that she was the type of person who would let somebody just treat her like shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And I say that in a sad way,
Yeah,
not to be
she's a
like haha
victim.
about it.
Yeah, she'll always be a victim.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's sad. But anyway, I hate to say that I'm enjoying watching these people be stupid.
I just wished it wasn't 4 hours a week.
Oh, I know. It's way too long. And they need more furry guys. They need like some really manly furry guys. Well, they could
They
be
never do
femi
it.
guys, but
They never
furry
do it.
guys.
They never do it on these shows. The guys always come. It's like even on like The Bachelorette, they come in, everybody's smooth, and then by like the third week, you start seeing stubble coming in.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just they all. It's like they all get their teeth bleached and they all get
Mhm.
their chest and back shaved. So
Apparently. Oh, and you know who actually the guy, the older guy that usually hangs with Mike, the one he's tall, he's a
yeah,
little acerbic, and nobody's dating him. I actually liked him on this episode. He was funny without being like total dickish. And I was like, you know what? I would probably, if I were on that show, I'd probably kind of gravitate toward him.
well, and he was hairy too.
Well, there is that. I'll give you that. So,
Uh, yeah, because I think that's all an age thing. Once they get into their 30s, the guys usually don't care so much about the body hair as they do in their 20s and their
yeah, it's
teens.
harder to reach, but just saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, was there any other shows? I don't have any on my list right now.
Did you finish Lord of the Rings?
No, and I won't until probably at least this Thursday.
Okay, because I haven't finished that either.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Cool.
I'm down to the last one, but I haven't watched it yet.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Sean was home all weekend, so he's made it known that he doesn't want to watch dragons or rings. So
Really?
yeah,
Well,
well, they can be pretty boring.
they unfortunately, yes, they can. And it's sad that I really was looking forward to these, and at this point, I'm looking forward to them being done. And I don't know if
Yeah.
I would want to go back. Maybe I'll have forgotten by the time they come back. Hell,
Well, when they bring in the second season, at that point, we'll probably they'll go, oh, don't forget to rewatch the first season.
oh no. Mm-mm. Not unless I need a nap. Anyway. All right. We want to remind you to be loud, be proud, be too much, and to be you. Fat Market Clothing wants those of us who have been told that we are too much of something to turn those negatives into positives. And Chubs listeners, you can do that by using the code FMWildChub. to get 20% off anything while ordering over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And while it may be too late, I don't know, it may be right on the wire for you to order some fun Halloween stuff. Don't forget that Christmas is coming.
Well, I mean, it's you know, it's so close, and I just I just worry because I know that there's a lot of shit out there, but the good stuff is going to go fast.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel bad for these people who wait too long on getting stuff ordered. I have a couple friends and they always get caught ordering something that takes a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
It might be coming from a and not to say Fat Marker is slow at all, but what I'm
No.
saying is I know, you know, you just never know with the mailings,
Right.
with delays, um uh lacking quantities on on the stuff that you really want. You really need to jump on this quick.
Right.
So
All right, let's see what advice has Dear Prudy, slate.com. Go check them out. My boyfriend and I have been together for 5 months. We're both 36, and he treats me well, is caring, and I enjoy his companionship. The dilemma, well, our sex life is sparse. It's been over a month since we've been physical. I brought this up to him and I told him I wanted to get to the bottom of it. He told me that he is not physically attracted to me and never was.
oh,
He had hoped he had hoped that how well I treat him and how strong our connection is would help overcome this, but it hasn't. He's by no means repulsed by me and is willing to work with me on this. For reference, I make healthy food choices food wise and have trouble getting motivated. She did say that, right? I make healthy food choices food wise and have trouble getting motivated to go to the gym, which I admit. I don't understand that. Um, I am a I am of average weight and height, and all of my labs are normal. Oh dear. I was understandably hurt by this. Last night he came over, apologized for how much he hurt me, and cried for 2 hours. He wants to stay together, and I asked him for time to think about what is best for me. What are your thoughts? Is it worth is it worth staying with someone who treats you really well but isn't attracted to you? I think that she must have meant she didn't make that healthy choices food wise. Otherwise, that doesn't make sense. Why would she make healthy choices but not go anyway? Doesn't matter. He's a douche. Dump him. Or
uh,
either that or friend zone him. I mean, he could be a great friend. You guys could, get well very well like that. But come
yeah,
on,
that'll never work. So
I'm just
yeah, I would
yeah.
say well, honestly, with just, talking about her labs, what is that even about?
I well, I
Maybe
think she's saying I don't make healthy food choices. I think that's what was supposed to be there, and uh, and I'm not motivated to go to the gym. I'm average weight, and all my labs are normal. So it sounds like
it's
maybe he was
average
fat
height and
shaming her or
weight.
something.
Then what does she have, like a third eye?
Well, that's what I'm wondering too. Like, is she basically saying I'm average weight and height? And I'm normal, but I don't make great choices and I don't go to the gym, so I'm fat. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't understand either.
I think whoever edited this must have fucked
Or
up somehow or
or,
something.
or maybe this. Well, he's a guy. How bad can she be that he's not attracted to her?
I well, you said it. I don't know, but all I know is maybe he's gay. But
Well,
uh,
that
my
makes
thoughts are still. I mean, obviously, he's not attracted to you. If he thinks it'll eventually happen, it won't. Stop. Either dump him and go find somebody who is attracted to you. Well, in my opinion, that's the only way. Or friend zone the hell out of him because
yeah.
It's just not going to change.
Right.
And if it does change, if you like go to the gym and you get yourself all hot and thin or whatever you want to do, and suddenly he's all like, "Oh, you're so hot," he's still a douche. Dump him.
Right.
All right. Well, let's see what Dear Prudie had to say. No. Okay. Uh, I guess that's blunt. And there's something desperately sad about having to say something like my labs are normal, right? As if good blood work would somehow magically make you so objectively and overwhelmingly desirable that that your boyfriend would develop an attraction to you on the spot. You've only been together 5 months and he's simply not attracted to you. That's not going to change no matter how much he cries at you or promises to work with you on this. And then, as an aside, how exactly does he plan on working to become attracted to you? Attraction isn't a muscle one can develop through calisthenics. All relationships are hard, but no relationship should be this hard this early. Break up with him and find someone who is attracted to you just as you are. Lab results be damned. And that, of course, was the Danny uh, Dear Prudie, because there's several of them. And he tends to be the one that's more like, you know, fuck you. Anyway, all right,
Yeah.
moving on. Some people like to be on their phones. Hey, Chubs. Baron Frosty asks, do you like Olive Garden?
Um, it's to me, it's not particularly that I don't like the food.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like Italian food at restaurants, and it's because everything gets cold too fast.
Okay.
Like for instance, I mean, it's like the breadsticks and the salad, that's great. And
Mm,
then you get your entree and it's cold. It's
okay.
not well, first of all, it's either piping hot and then you wait for it to cool down and then it cools off completely. It's so weird. And to me, it's just Italian food in a restaurant because at home, I mean, I like lasagna and spaghetti and Alfredo sauce. I like all the elements of it, but for some reason it always because the bupa de bipa up
Oh,
here.
Lupa
Every
Tobacco.
time, yeah, I've been there like 3 times. Every time I'm ready to cut into some chicken parmigiana, it is cold as ice, and so yeah, that. I mean, Olive Garden is. I mean, I'm not rushing there.
Okay. I have only been there once, I think, and it was years and years ago, and I had no problem with it. I remember liking their bread or breadsticks. So yeah. Um, yeah, I would go again. Hey Chubbs, when was the last time you wore a coat? It's been a long time. Like, I don't even wear sweat. Well, I have a sweatshirt, and that's what I wear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a coat. I just have the sweat jacket, with the zipper.
Hmm. Yeah, same.
Yeah, and last time would have been either probably in the winter of last year sometime,
Okay.
because otherwise I don't need to.
Yeah. Usually about mid-November, I break out the sweater, especially if it for nighttime, cooler nighttime
Right,
temp.
or it's windy.
Yeah, but an actual coat,
Oh, I
it's
don't even
been
have one.
years.
I don't have a coat.
Yeah, I do. Well, I bought one a couple years ago for Christmas. Um, but it's just a little bit too small for me, and I've held on to it. It's one of those coats that like is just it's awesome. Like if you wear coats, you'd be like, wow, that's a great coat. I don't think I'm ever gonna wear it. So anyway, um, let's see what's in your lunchbox. Any idea?
Well, Baron Frosty sent us um, some something. I don't see it described. Oh, there it is. Leftover chicken Alfredo. So good.
It looks really good,
Yeah.
actually.
It
Yeah.
well, because that's the main problem I have with pasta
Mhm.
is sauce not sticking to it.
Right. Yeah.
So when you see this and because you can't tell, like, is the sauce sticking? If the spices are sticking to the noodles, the noodles are saturated with sauce.
Hmm. And
Everything.
that's
Look
one of
at
the
the bowl. Look at the bowl. The
things.
bowl,
Yeah.
because you're going to finish that, and there better be garlic bread. That's all I have to
Right,
say.
so that you can clean all that up because that looks right. And that's one of the things I like about this picture is that it really shows that he added a lot of seasoning to it. And a lot of the times with chicken Alfredo, I just don't see enough seasoning.
Right.
It's just very bland. So that is awesome. Thank you so much for sending that in. And we also have one from Mr. Moose. And he says the restaurant hooked me up with a double portion of pork in my pork and garlic salad sauce, julienne pork roast, and veggies in a spicy sauce. I like that. I like that a lot.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
yeah. I mean, and they hooked him up with a double portion of pork. That's even better.
Yeah, I never think about, like when I go to these restaurants going, yeah, can you double meat me?
Right. I never thought about that either. Although when I go to Togo's and order a sandwich, I do get the extra meat on there.
See, I don't do it there. I know Subway offers that.
Blech.
But yeah, see, I just it's like when you're having like Chinese food and it's like shrimp, and I always want to have more shrimp. It seems like I'm really, like, here's a bite with no shrimp. Okay, here's
Uh-huh.
one with shrimp, and
Yep.
I want to work those shrimp out the long way. But
Yeah.
like at Shanghai Gardens, they have you get on the honey walnut shrimp, you get 16 jumbo shrimp. So they're big shrimp,
Wow.
and it's always like, uh, but I mean, I always want more. But at least that's a good balance right there. 16, and then we each get 8. So
Uh, I don't get any anymore.
yeah,
Apparently, I have an allergy to it.
yep. Oh well, too bad. Sorry for you.
I can still eat the tempura off the outside, right? Anyway, all right. Hey, Golden Rule Services wants you to know about an important tool in preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective when preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. And it's actually like 99.9999999% effective. I mean, it's like right on the money. All right. Hey, find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. Find my books over at justkisstheguy.com and find all our links over at allmylinks.com. And give us a call at
40869 jobs.
Yes, Queen. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget that every time that you submit something, that you get your name thrown in a pot and flush. No, get thrown in the pot for the end of year Christmas drawing. So something to look forward to. Anyway, thank you so much, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.